Hi all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an update in the Gannon Stauch case. In my last video, I told you that Gannon's stepmom, Letecia Stauch, had been arrested in South Carolina and was scheduled to be extradited back to Colorado Springs, Colorado, to face charges in this case. Today, CBS Denver reported that police say Letecia attacked one of the deputies in charge of her transport while en route to Colorado. They say that during the trip, she slipped out of her handcuffs and attacked a deputy in the back of the transport vehicle. According to the report, the deputy was injured and taken to the hospital. As a result of the attack, Letecia's transport was stopped and she was jailed in Kansas for 12 hours. She was released from Kansas this morning, and the El Paso Sheriff's Department has tweeted that Letecia is currently in the custody of the El Paso County Jail. They did not elaborate on the attack or the status of the deputy who was injured, but they did say that the search for Gannon's body is still underway. She had a brief court appearance today in Colorado so she could verify through her attorney that she's been advised of her rights, and her first formal court appearance was set for March 11th of 2020. I will link this court appearance in my description box below, along with her initial extradition hearing that took place after her arrest in South Carolina if you want to watch it. I watched them both, and she doesn't really seem all that worried that she's been charged with murder. She seems eerily calm and relaxed to me. It's almost unsettling. I've also seen the discussions online surrounding her claim that she has a PhD. I find it laughable. I've watched her interviews from the very first one she gave with her back to the camera shortly after Gannon went missing. She doesn't strike me as an educated person, let alone someone who's acquired the level of education required to hold a PhD. I'm not buying it. I call BS on this one. It's just another one of her lies. If I held a PhD and still spoke like a fifth grader, I'd have hella lawsuits against the universities that I paid to educate me. If she held a PhD, she'd know that. Yeah, she could have taken online classes to earn a degree. I've taken many online classes myself, and even the most prestigious universities like Harvard, Stanford, and Princeton offer classes online. But she does not come across like someone with a higher education, in my opinion. Not that it matters anymore anyway. So that's where we are now in the case. Hopefully, we will have more information after her first formal appearance on March 11th. I want to thank everyone who offered their support and kindness on my last video. I know the longer Gannon was gone, the less likely we were to have a good outcome on this one, but I held out hope. I wanted him to come home so badly, especially after just coming off the Faye Sweatlick case and the terrible outcome we got on that one. My mind knew that there was a chance that Gannon was not coming home, but I guess my heart just wouldn't accept it. It's one thing to evaluate the probability of something occurring in life, but it's a whole other thing to get smacked with it. When I heard the news and watched Gannon's mom speak at the press conference, my heart just broke into a million pieces. I could barely keep it together to record my video. By the third time trying to record without losing it, I just said screw it and posted it. I can't even begin to fathom the weight that Gannon's father's carrying, knowing the person he loved enough to marry ended up being his worst enemy. My heart still hurts just talking about it. But I knew starting a true crime YouTube channel wasn't going to be easy. Some cases just make me want to crawl back into bed, pull the covers over my head, and never leave the house again. The evil inside some people in this world is just incomprehensible. But it's a passion of mine. Not to see people hurt, of course, but to study the people capable of committing the crimes. I'm fascinated by the psychology behind the criminal mind. And don't even get me started on the art of body language and the study of behavior patterns. I could go on and on. I won't, but we don't realize as humans how much we ignore during interaction with one another until we know what to look for. It's truly fascinating. And yes, I can tell when you're lying just by evaluating your body language. Just kidding. I can't yet, but I'm working on it. Okay, so before I go, I'd like to make you aware of two petitions that I've signed on change.org that you may be interested in. The first one is Gannon's Law. Its purpose is to ensure children under the age of 13 are classified as missing and endangered, even if the parent or caregiver claims that the child is a runaway. The petition was started because Gannon was reported as a runaway, and precious time to search for him was lost before he was classified as missing and endangered. I feel this petition is important because it eliminates the opportunity for someone to buy time or mislead a missing child investigation by lying and saying that the child ran away. Also, I'd like you to consider signing the petition for Evelyn's Law, named in honor of precious little 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, who went missing from Tennessee in December and has yet to be found. This petition has encouraged the implementation of an amendment to existing legislation that would increase penalties against parents or guardians who delay reporting a missing child to law enforcement within an appropriate amount of time. Under Evelyn's Law, failure to report or delaying a report while demonstrating a reckless disregard for the safety of a child would be considered a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by up to 11 months and 29 days in jail and a fine of up to $2,500 or both. Additionally, a missing child who receives serious bodily harm or dies as a result of a guardian failing to report the disappearance, the parent or guardian will be charged with a Class C felony, which is punishable by 3 to 15 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. I feel that passing this legislation is long overdue, and if you followed the Kaylee Anthony case, then you're with me on this. Please do consider supporting these two petitions. They are so important. If we don't take measures to protect our children, then God help us. Whether you agree with me or not, I believe there is a special place in hell for those who prey on the vulnerable among us, be it children, animals, the elderly, people with special needs, etc. And sometimes, as in both of these cases, the predator is the very person we trust to love and protect us. The very least we can do as a society is make them pay. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time, and I will see you on my next video.